Well, hello, it's me, Red Cyclist here, with my first contribution to the tubes. Sorry about any quality problems that we might have. Oh well, yeah. Just doing it with my headset. Winging it! Yay! Anyway, I want to start this off with a awesome thanks to, Mum for helping me with, just this harebrained idea of, oh, I have bought this thing from Furby and which is a really nice auction site, by the way. So I asked her to, help me modify a couple of things, and things escalated really quickly from there. So let's get to it. Let's see. Oh yeah, what we're gonna be talking about. I'm just winging this, if you didn't happen to notice. Anyway. I did a Sergal partial suit. Well, I bought one. I will have sort of a before and after picture thing. Well, this is how it started out, anyway. Let's see. It started off with, let's say we wanted to do some minor changes because we weren't quite happy. I think this picture actually already changed the ears. Should have probably started. In hindsight, yes, I should have started with just making one from scratch. Anyway, so I started off with doing minor changes like, I don't really like the lips, so I'm gonna do that for that. Epoxy sculpt, because a lovely lady whose YouTube channel I should probably link, but I'll have to do that later because of lazy. So I found epoxy sculpt, obviously, and then put it in there. A decision which later on will haunt me, but anyway, put that on. Hey, that looked nice. Okay, but the nose isn't quite right, so well, maybe we can change that bit too. I got a nose job too. As you can see here, interesting way to work with these foam heads is to put in some electrical wire and just use some really tough yarn to go right through the head and then yank everything together to get to compress it to get a lot of shape into it, which worked really quite well. The nose job. What did we do here? Took that fur off, glued some I think it's packing foam out of something, some box or whatever. I don't know, laying around. So we glued two pieces of that together to create sort of a nice block, and then put that onto the head with some pins, and started cutting away at it basically. Of course, then once that started to sort of take shape, you have to glue it in place. I suppose there's a Dremel or something. They have these bits on it with a little sand roller thing that you can use to sand down stuff, which also works really nicely on foam, to sort of sculpt it into the desired shape of a circle nose, which is sort of pointing forward, not pointing not sloping back like the original head was. But as you can see in the pictures, it looks dramatic, but the end result will be fine. Now the eyebrows don't look right, so might do those too, because obviously you took the eyes out before, which as you can see here, they need a little work. Vision was not well. There was hardly any vision out of this thing. So when I bought it, so. They make some changes there, and because of that, I figured I wanted to use epoxy sculpt there as well to make him look more natural. Sort of you need something to work with, and taking him in, putting him in, taking him out, and then so I made them so you can pop them out with some aluminum, which I bent and but then you end up having to fill a part, of course, and to put the fabric that you're going to be looking through, which is yoga pants, and because you super glue them onto the aluminum. Anyway, how do you fill the back part? Because the eye had to go. Well, since this is not a see-through eye, the eye had to go somewhere as well. So I used some Gorilla Plastic there. Oh yeah, another thing that you can't see in this picture here, but yeah, I just made it a straight block in the back. You can glue the eye onto. But that was still taking away some of my vision. So the back side of it, later on, just with a hot tool, I carved it out. Because Gorilla Plastic, when it gets hot, you can just carve it. It's just really nice stuff, actually. So yeah, to carve that at an angle to improve your vision, epoxy sculpt on top of that, and then you get a really nice looking eye. I must say they came out really well. And mad props to Mom for because I'm not skilled when it comes to creating shapes out of your bare hands, and she did a really awesome job with that. I had to fix the ears as well because they were kind of floppy out. So another piece of aluminum in there. Never heard of other fursuit builders, makers, putting aluminum straps into their heads. I might actually get some good reception that way, but anyway. So yeah, ears fixed, fur in there, fixing the bottom jaw. Like I said, putting on the lips as one of the first step was going to come back to haunt me. Cutting the fur right out from under there, and then trying to we also altered the shape of the bottom jaw and then put new fur onto it, of course. But yeah, that would have gone a little easier if the lips weren't attached yet. The tail was interesting, and might not go with this particular design of tail, or at least the way it was constructed in the second project. This is a rigid tail, which is nice when you want to give it a nice sort of a motion, I guess. You can wiggle with it and stuff because your bum is not solid. So it can move, but you can't sit down with this. You have to put your tail over the seat, and it's still sort of, it doesn't really, it makes moving kind of hard. I mean, you have to take stairs backwards, which is not really a nice thing to have to do. But otherwise, you with the bands and everything in the tail, it doesn't really work well when it hits the ground, basically. So how did I construct that? Piece of PVC electrical piping, and I bent it with, you have bending tools for that. Glued some, pipe insulation onto that, and started wrapping a bunch of bubble wrap strips around it, and securing with more double-sided tape. Another layer, and you end up with something that starts to resemble a tail. Now at the end, you want to put something that has a little more protection for the bubble wrap, because you don't want the bubbles in the bubble wrap to go pop, because then you're gonna end up with a tail with a hole in it. Well, at least a dent or whatever, because it needs air in there to have volume, yet not be very heavy. So the thing actually turned out quite light, which I like. Because you're gonna have that hanging from your ass. So end result, you'll see in actually part of a little video that I made with my assistant Bob. Yes, I call him Bob. Anyway, arms. I made some sleeves, but I didn't want them to sag off my shoulders, so I didn't make a little part in the middle, but that has to breathe, of course. The material used here, it's great for, breathability and everything, but sewing it is not fun. So I'm gonna have to look for something else. Hey, have any tips on that? Leave them in the comments. So sleeves, actually, other than getting them to fit right, and getting the middle part to work. Was a okay part. Then the dramatic part, the gloves. Well, they got a lot of time. They do look really nice there on me. Though, yeah, tips there. Don't use fine leather. It's when you sew it, it perforates and it tends to rip. So I bought some garden gloves. I feel like, hey, these have a really nice fit. Just have to put some fur on them, glue the claws on, done. No. Taking them apart in order to put the fur on, that got quite complicated, because you also want them to go back together again properly, which didn't really work out. So that was a lot of work, and then turned out that they weren't both exactly the same size. So gloves, you really want to go with something that is a little more, a little tougher and kind of stretchy as well. Oh well, if I find the perfect material or stuff to make them from, then I might do a second video. Anyway, let's see. Bob wearing the gloves, the sleeves with the gloves attached to them. Just the gloves and the sleeves come apart. Not sure if having them as one piece is easier. But obviously your wrist is narrower than your hand, so something's gonna give, right? I want it to sort of not be very baggy. So Velcro to the rescue. Although Velcro has its other disadvantages, like the fur getting into it. So it's a bit tedious putting them on and taking them off. Anyway, one really nice part. Thanks, Mom, for doing this. The zipper in the back, and actually had people inspect the entire head. Well, I wasn't there, but almost showing it off. And they look at the entire thing. It's like, but how do you put it on? Well, there's a zipper in the back. Oh, didn't even see that. And then there's people experienced in sewing taking a look at it and not noticing the zipper in the back. So it's fairly simply just put in there, but it hides really well within the fur. There's some tricks that you can do with Velcro, maybe for another project, but this worked really well and was really simple. So this is Bob. Sorry about the shoddy camera work with my phone, but Bob wearing the partial suit, which consists of felt head, sleeves, gloves, and a special pants that has the tail coming out of it. So we'll get to that in a moment. Looking left, looking right. It's really nice how well this fur goes. Opening the mouth. Do not do that with people wearing a suit. Damaging that stuff is not funny. So but wanted to show you the teeth and the tongue, everything painted in a nice shade of purplish red. Epoxy sculpt claws onto the gloves, which were so dramatic, but they look really nice when you wear them. Of course, Bob has no arms, and no hands as a result of that. The back, try and find the zipper. It works really well. And now we get to it was a bit of a research job there, but tail coming out of the pants, and it has its own sort of, I suppose, tailpipe or whatever you want to call it. But there's an extra bit there to let the tail out of the pants. So it comes out really low, so it looks like it's actually extending off your tailbone. Here it's kind of low to the floor because Bob is shorter than I am. But normally it would be sort of above the floor to not drag it all the time and damage it. But that is the Sergal partial